Hello, and thanks for joining me. This is video number 3, and I'm a little behind on sharing it as I needed to get some overdue thank yous out to everyone who aided in my transformation and helped make this channel come to life. Yes, I did do the work, but like I said, with where I was, I would have had no idea what work to do if not for some timely advice in some very key moments over the past couple of years, dating all the way back to my first psychic reading with Natalie in 2020. As I look back on the road traveled and all the experiences that have taken place in my life, I can sit here before you and tell you that I am not the man I am today without living each and every one of them. Blinded by my victim's mentality early in life, I was unable to see the lessons life was continually throwing at me. A life blurred by my addiction problems that constantly had me stumbling over the same problem time and time again. What I know now after taking the time to reflect back, many of them were the same lesson over and over, just more severe in order to get my attention. Yes, I believe things happen for a reason with all my heart. I'm not going to waste time wishing that I could go back and tell my younger self to pay more attention. I'm just too excited for the road ahead. However, from time to time, my children will have to hear me tell them not to get upset. To be grateful for the lesson, it's a gift. I am more grateful at this point in my life than I have ever been, and making that one shift has been the biggest difference maker in my life. It has opened my eyes and given me the opportunity to see these challenges as opportunities to grow, a chance to get stronger, and more importantly, help where help is needed. What I have finally figured out, now that my mind is much clearer, these past experiences that once kept me down were nothing more than my training grounds to prepare me for this day and everyone going forward. I previously mentioned in the first 2 videos that 2026 could be better than the last, and so far it's off to a great start. Building off last year and keeping the momentum going, I wanted to challenge myself, yet be realistic. And knowing that my family will always come first, everything needed to be achievable. So I came up with the following. 1. Be the best husband and father I can be. 2. Complete siding and renos in preparation for potential move. 3. Start a YouTube channel. 4. Cut my golf handicap in half and compete in 2 amateur tournaments. 5. Train for and complete a marathon. 6. Start swimming lessons in preparation for 2027 Ironman. 7. Clean up finances. 8. Purchase new family vehicle if possible. With the changes that I have made, I have more energy in this 46-year-old body than I know what to do with, and I want to see just how far it will take me. Each one of these goals I have set is the building blocks for something bigger to come the following year, and the start of my roadmap to my final destination in 2029. I realize that these are some lofty goals, and even rereading them, it's a little overwhelming. But like I mentioned, I am focused on this day, and all the 341 that preceded, I will tackle one by one till they are gone. How am I going to stay motivated and not fall off like I've done so many times in the past? Well, it's like I tell the U11 hockey team I help out with: accountability. Everyone must be held accountable for the things they say and do. And it's our actions that make these words we speak true. It's easy for me to sit here, look you in the eyes, and recite these 8 goals for the year, but the only way these words become believable is by doing the work required to achieve them. Welcome to my channel, Pursue Your Passion, my personal accountability channel where I will update progress as often as my schedule will allow, and you can see all the ups and downs through 2026, start to finish. So let's not waste any more time. To be completely honest, after my January 4th body scan, I went completely rogue. Again, I started eating, for lack of better words, what I consider today to be garbage. I didn't get out of control by any means, but I wanted to make a point to my family when it comes to processed food and sugar. We are what we eat, and in this house, we have 2 very active children who at times struggle with their energy, and I contribute it largely to their food choices. Yes, as parents, we play a role in that, and my wife and I are trying to clean it up. But just to give you an idea, after taking a week sabbatical and enjoying some not so good food and treats, in just 8 days, I put on 14 pounds and shot up quickly from 176 to 190. On January 13th, I stopped the processed food and sugar, started again tracking my meals and calorie intake, mixed in a few workouts, and in 5 days was back down to 181. Yes, the workouts played a role, and there were a few other contributing factors. But every time I drop weight, the two constants are the removal of processed food and sugar. I have Gary Brecka to thank for opening my eyes to this, and what's even more amazing is my ADD symptoms are largely improved when sugar is out of my system. Now, I'm not going to say that my children can't have sugar. I'm not going to tell you that I have cut it out completely either. But what I will tell you, for me, sugar now lives on the same shelf as porn, nicotine, alcohol, and drugs. In my mind, there is no difference, as it can be disastrous for your body and largely addictive. Now that I've gotten that off my chest, during that same week and in a bit of a hurry to put as many things in place before I departed for 3 weeks back to work, I got into a bit of a zone, as Tuesday the 13th was fast approaching. On January 5th, I picked up my newly adjusted clubs and my brand new Mizuno bag. Let's quickly back up to November 25th, 2024 for one quick second. Knowing that my goal this year was to cut my handicap in half and compete in 2 tournaments this year, I made an appointment to get fitted for new clubs. I met with Ken Park from Meadows Golf Center for my fitting, and after Ken took a look at my swing, he deemed that new clubs was not the right move for me. That my clubs were indeed too long, and that simply cutting 1/2 inch from my long irons and 1/4 inch from my shorter irons would improve my swing drastically. I took his word and put the new clubs away and had my existing clubs cut down and re-gripped. Thank you, Ken, for being the honest man you are and not trying to upsell me. I saved a ton of money and was instantly able to purchase my new Mizuno driver to match my Mizuno irons. The same day, with the gift cards I received from Christmas, I headed straight to Golf Town and bought a brand new golf cart. Go figure, the only cart left in the store is blue and green. My 2 favorite colors, and one of the biggest reasons I went with Mizuno clubs when I first bought them. I love the color blue. January 6th, I inquired about golf coaches in the area. Knowing I needed some work on my swing, I reached out to Derek Lutz, who I'd seen previously in the past. I really got a lot out of what he had to offer, and with the few changes he made in my swing, my scoring numbers became a little more consistent. At that time, I was still unsure what road I was going to take with golf, and never went back to see him after my lessons concluded. Derek got back to me a few days later, and on January 7th, my golf coach was in place. Starting to panic a little, the only 2 things left to do was get my first YouTube video up and pack for my departure. So unsure of where to start, I dove straight into my YouTube channel. Now, what I must tell you and failed to recognize in my previous video is, along with the phone call that my friend Larry Edward made at a time when it was most needed, Larry is a content creator on YouTube, and a pretty good one, if I might add. He is a singer-songwriter and at present is creating videos on his truck rebuild. So while Larry was hard at work on the truck and trying to get his own videos up, he was walking me through and giving me crash courses on posting my own YouTube video. What a solid human being. He has undoubtedly become one of my favorite people, and his live music on Saturday nights at Noble has become my daughter and I's destination for date night. Running out of time, it was becoming evident that my video was not going to be uploaded before I left. I was upset, to say the least, as leaving for work on the 13th meant my first video wasn't going to be uploaded till probably the 2nd week of February. If you're still here watching, do you recall what the title of this video was? I'll give you a moment to take a quick glance. Yes, things do happen for a reason. I received an email on January 12th that due to cold temperatures, work was being delayed. I jumped for joy. No, we are by no means in a financial situation for me to be missing work. Someday, hopefully. Today, the money would be nice to have in our account, especially after Christmas. Remember my first video? It doesn't matter how old you are, what your circumstances are, or how little money you have. It's never too late to pursue your passion. If not, no big deal. But I saw the email instantly for what it was. A gift. A chance to get back to work, and work I did. On Tuesday, January 14th, 2026, I posted my first video. What a feeling. It wasn't perfect, and there is tons of room for improvement that again Larry has brought to my attention. But I got it out and went straight to work on video number 2. Now having this delay opened up a bunch more time, and I needed something to fill my schedule with. Having fully intended to start my marathon training upon my return from work, I laid out my 30-week training schedule in the calendar, hopped on the treadmill, and started running. I have completed 8 workouts to date, and as someone who has struggled immensely with calf and hip problems due to my lower body tightness, to my excitement, the first part of January has gone really well. I have completed 387 minutes of workouts, another 150 minutes of running, 143 minutes of stretching, and 1 ice bath on top of my daily breathing, meditation, and grounding routine, and had enough energy on January 15th to meet my coach at the driving range and start my swing remodel. I know it's early in the year and still plenty of time for me to fall off, but the human brain is one of the most powerful things on the planet, and with the right mindset, can achieve absolutely anything. These days, I feel like mine is right where it needs to be to do exactly that. Taking a look back at the goals that I have revealed here today, the first part of January has been quite productive. I have crossed a few things off the list in order to make a couple of these goals achievable, and I will continue to work towards completing them all. Thank you for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please click the subscribe button below. Again, you can follow all my progress right here for the latest updates all through 2026. As I mentioned, for those of you that are interested, my Movember link is attached below where you can check out all the available resources. I would like to wish you all my very best, and remember, without a healthy body, you can't have a strong mind. Bye for now. I hope to see you again soon.